All right, welcome to Let's Celebrate TV. I'm your host, Peter Lee. With me today at the control panel is the guy who makes this all happen. He's my husband, Phil Gordimer.
And good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you're watching from, whether it's live or in replay. And yes, I know I'm a little dark over here. He's got all the stage lights.
Well, you know, it's all about me anyway. So we also have with us a very large crowd of our studio audience, all of our friends, and we're starting today with a bottle of one of our favorite champagnes from Sparkling Point. It's their Brut. Why are we having champagne? Because Friday was our 25th anniversary. We've been 25 years. I don't know how the heck that happened. So let's start this party with a little bubbly.
So let's see, while he's pouring bubbly, let's see if I can show
Let's see if
off.
I can do it without, like overflowing glasses.
What do we got? Camera 4. Here we go. So we do have a large studio audience today. The weather is pretty crappy. We were almost going to cancel because of the rain. And actually, we had a microburst here at camp last night, about 20 minutes after our cocktail. There are a lot of very damaged canopies in our campground. We had a couple of trees come down on our roof. It was very noisy, but we're okay, so it's all good.
And just as the countdown was coming down to the very, very end, we heard rolls of thunder. So who knows what's going to happen? All right.
All right, let's see.
Fun stuff. Gosh, I hope I have enough.
Is that the Brut or is that Seduction?
No, this is the Brut.
Oh, just make them a little smaller.
That's what I'm doing. I brought the Brut because we had 2 bottles.
It sounds like an excuse that we need to go back to champagne.
Well, we still have, 4 or 5 more bottles of various placed bottles at home, dear.
That's a good look. That came out good.
Yeah.
So yeah, with this newer unit, I've got a learning curve. We're changing some colors and building some new screens. So it may look a little different than when we're in the normal studio. We are multi-streaming today to both YouTube and Facebook. And we'll see how long that goes for.
If this is your first time tuning into a live stream, we are at our little hidden hideaway in the mountains. All right. So can someone... Thank you. Yep. There we go.
The audio is, we're using temporary microphones, and I cannot monitor the audio, so I don't really know. It looks like it's okay, but let me know in chat if something's too loud or something's too soft.
Shall I deliver?
You'll have to.
Okay. Here you go. Cheers. Thanks for joining us.
Congratulations.
Thank you. That's good stuff.
It is good. Yeah, I'm just seeing if there's any comments about volume.
Okay. Let's try this again. All about salads today, right? Because salads are something that can be a blank canvas. You can put anything in them. They can be hot, they can be cold. But I did a little research about salads, and it was kind of fascinating. So, you think salad, you think a tossed salad. Lettuce, tomatoes, cucumbers, boring. I mean, it's good, but there are different types of salad. So under a tossed salad or a green salad, that would include a wedge salad. There's a new thing where people are making chopped salads where they just chop up finally all the stuff and mix it all together. You may have seen those kits in the store that are chopped salad kits. And I didn't buy one because I had spent enough other money, and it's like another $10, another $10. Like, there's a practical limit. And of course, you can put, like I said, anything on salads. I did pick up a few little things that I keep around because they're fun. Croutons, nice and cheesy.
I'm turning you up a little bit. They're saying that you're soft.
I'm soft?
Yep.
Should I talk louder?
No.
Because I can. And then, dried fruit and these little nut things. And they're always fun just to throw on whatever you're making. And I'm going to start cooking right now because it's a cooking show after all. We're going to make...
Well, while you do that, let's see who's here.
Okay.
Okay, we got Retirement In.
Hi.
And R.A. from Canada. And we got Janet.
Hi, Janet.
We got Doug and Arnie out in San Francisco.
Hi, guys.
Janet says it is cloudy and
Sunday.
sunny in Rhode Island.
Cloudy Sunday from Rhode
Keith
Island.
is in. Yes,
hi,
that
Keith.
is the Keith of Camp Keith. What else? Who we got? We have Kelly and Paul from New York. And let's see, who else we got? Kelly likes your camp kitchen. And we've got Lance and Ken from Long Island.
Oh, hi, guys.
All right, Facebook must be working because we got Joe and Peggy in from Facebook.
Oh, awesome. Thank you, Peggy.
Let's see. Mr. Charleston is in the hospital.
Oh.
That's Ken's dog. Uh-oh. Yeah, we should have done something suspended in Jell-O since this was the Jell-O month.
You know, I have that other thing that takes up a lot of my time, you know, that pesky full-time job thing that pays for all this. All right, so I'm going to make kind of a play on a salade niçoise. Not a proper one, but even that, you know, people say, oh, it has to have blah, 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 blah. No, it doesn't. It's the concept. So I'm putting down a bed of green. What are you doing to me there, dear?
Oops. Sorry.
Okay, thank you. It's going to be that kind of show.
Yes, it's going to be that kind of show.
You guys can't see on your phones. He just took the screen and made it like this big. So all you could see was like this. Like, hello? So I'm putting down a bed of arugula. Not necessarily traditional for a salad niçoise, but I like arugula. And I happen to have some. So I thought, oh, I can save $10 and use what I have. Now, I like to do a salad niçoise, kind of an arranged salad like a Cobb salad. You know, Cobb salad's traditionally in lines of food. So I kind of just like to make little piles. I call it artfully messy. We're going to start with some hard-boiled eggs.
All right, Ken must have been drinking already. He said house, not hospital, typo.
Oh. All right, Kenneth.
Yeah, it's been cold enough up here that we've had the deck heater on.
Yeah. Yep.
It was like 49,
Yeah.
48.
And if you couldn't tell, Phil's over there wearing a hoodie. I have to suffer being chilly, but yeah, the price of stardom.
Yeah, but
Right.
you're under hot lights.
Not really. They're LEDs, dear.
All right, I guess I should show them what's going on your screen, huh?
Well, yeah,
There you go.
that would be kind of nice. All right, one more.
Yeah, let's try that view.
All right. I have some little grape tomatoes. I always love these in multiple colors because I like colorful food. Kind of matches my little platter here. But this is one of those salads that sounds fancy because it's a French word. And it's really just piles of stuff. But in a restaurant, you can charge more for it. Isn't that right, Eric?
Messily, artfully.
Yes, yes. One thing that is traditional is potatoes. I have some little mini potatoes and I cut them in half, and I have, again, lots of chef. I have a friend who is from France, Christine Hagen, who is the wife of one of Phil's bosses. And she is a retired mystery novelist. But she is also a brilliant cook. And she'll say, oh, I'm not. I just cook. I'm not. But her coq au vin compared to my coq au vin, like mine is garbage. But she was the inspiration for me the first time I made the salad. So I had to send her pictures. What did I do? How is it? Did I do it right? I'm going to put in some tuna. Now, when we made this as an episode, I used a fresh tuna steak that I grilled, but really you can use canned tuna, like a good quality canned tuna. I got the Italian kind that is packed in oil. It just has a better flavor for something like this. Let me grab.
Kelly and Paul said they just planted grape tomatoes. Can't wait till they're in.
Oh.
And Janet says, she's never tried arugula. It's peppery.
Yeah.
It's also called rocket.
Yep. Here, I was afraid this platter was going to be too big, but I'm going to be able to just squeeze it in.
And Ben's in, and his report is
Hello, Ben.
It's 70 in Oakland.
Okay, I had one more ingredient, and I don't know what I did with it. I had two more, but we'll
What
just
were
go
they?
with this. The string beans, and I have the olives.
I didn't see you make the string beans today.
Yeah. They're probably still in the fridge. I'll get them. Hold on. I have some Kalamata olives. Pitted, of course. We'll put some here.
Well,
And we'll put a few here. And this is one of the things you can just scatter about and fill in some blanks.
so we had our first social cocktail hour here at
Yes, we did.
camp. It was small, about 40 people.
Yep.
It's very cold, and a lot of rain predicted, so it scared away most of the campers. But,
Yeah.
it was still a good cocktail hour.
And I have some green beans. I didn't get the haricot vert because they didn't have it. And we're in the mountains, and finding certain products is a little challenging, we'll say. So I just gave these a quick blanch in salted water, then put them in an ice bath.
What am I doing? There we go.
There you are. And we'll just fit them
I'm not
in
used
right
to the buttons
there.
on this yet.
Yeah, that's okay. Then, traditionally, I think this is just usually drizzled with olive oil, a really good extra virgin. But I like a little vinaigrette, so I made one. And of course, I made a Dijon vinaigrette because it's French-ish salad. Let's give another quick whisk.
And again, if you're new, welcome. Let's celebrate. Ask us questions in chat
Yes.
and comment. We'll feature.
And
we'll try to answer as we go along.
You guys out in the audience, you can talk, you can make comments, and be sarcastic. Just keep it clean. Thank you. So we're just gonna drizzle.
Has to be at least PG-13.
Yeah. I like to just drizzle.
I have to ask you, how do you boil your eggs? Because everybody does it different, it seems.
I start in cold water and bring them up slowly. And as soon as it hits the boil, I cut the heat and I let them sit for however long I want them to be cooked. For
Usually
this,
11
I
minutes.
did 10 minutes. So these are,
Perfectly yellow.
yeah.
Yep.
There's no green.
Well, the ones we have now shouldn't be because I did exactly that, and it was 11 minutes, and they did come out beautiful.
Yeah.
Yep.
It works every single time.
How do you make your dressing?
This was some Dijon mustard, apple cider vinegar, some seasonings, garlic powder, whisked it all up, and then drizzled in olive oil slowly as I was whisking. All right, so here is a version of, can you camera? There we go, salade niçoise. So y'all get to eat if you want to. I'm going to put this over here.
Janet says she has to have olives in all of her salads.
Yeah, we eat a lot of olives.
Now, we're not kidding ourselves at all when we
Nope.
say that we have a salad
Every single night.
single
Yep.
day.
It's
we
true.
eat a salad every day.
Yes,
and
it
it
is.
could be anything. You name it, it can be put in a salad. We have it.
Yep.
Fruits, nuts, vegetables, pastas. We actually don't do much with lettuces. We do endives and rocket and all sorts of. Very rare do we have iceberg lettuce.
Though I have some iceberg here. But you know, that's one of the great things about a green salad. You know, they have all these crazy lettuces now. When we were all growing up, it was iceberg. Maybe romaine. I remember when romaine, like, ooh, that's fancy. And now, there's butter lettuce, there's red lettuces, there's alternatives. Arugula, endive,
And movie
spinach.
Nick is in.
Absolutely. Yep. Who's in? Oh,
Movie
Movie Man
Nick.
Nick. Hi, Nick. So another category of salad, and this really tickled me when I was doing the research. The next category is a bound salad. So I should tell you out there in YouTube land, my friend Eric here is a chef, a real chef. And I said bound salad, and he's like, "What?" So a bound salad, according to Wikipedia anyway, is they're assembled with a thick sauce such as a mayonnaise, and one portion of a bound salad will hold its shape when placed on a plate with a scoop. So potato salads, chicken salad, right? And I saw, what the blankety blank is a bound salad? And as I'm reading more, and then it made sense. I'm not doing one of those today, but I kind of like that term. I think I want to use that on some of my menus, you know. Second course,
Potato
a
bound.
Then they have main course salads. And of course, the main course are also known as a dinner salad. They may contain, you know, I'm going to say entree, what it really means, and yeah. They may contain small pieces of protein like poultry, seafood, meat, whatever. There's something called a Michigan salad and a Pittsburgh salad. I did not look them up, but I'm curious. Like, and I don't know, like, what would a Pittsburgh salad be? But that would be served as a main course. How are we doing on time? Oh, we got
Lots of time.
Yeah, all right.
You can make lots of salads.
Well, I planned on making 2 because I thought this is going to either go really fast or really slow.
It's going really fast.
It is.
And I don't have a channel because of all the equipment work that we did.
I know, but we're getting comments in.
We are getting comments.
Okay, well, you can start sharing them.
I've been.
Yes, dear. Yes, dear. So before I make the next one, let's talk other types of salads. You know, fruit salad. Remember the little fruit cups? I didn't buy them because I think they're gross. But I did buy some mixed up fruit, and which, yeah.
What is that, $15?
Just about. Yeah, for this little amount. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, being up here in the mountains of almost near New York in northeast Pennsylvania, the closest grocery store is 34 miles away if you want to be able to afford it. If you need something right now, the closest one is about 15, but it's mountain road, so it'll take you an hour to get there, and it will cost you 10 times as much.
Yeah.
So we tell our guests, if you don't like the menu, you better let us know way before Friday, because going out is not practical. It could take you 3 hours to go down to lower Pennsylvania or up into New York State to get to something, to get food.
And going to the one, it's uphill both ways.
I know, right?
There's always traffic and construction on 91.
Well, and today when I went out to the store over all those little mountain roads, from the storm last night, there were lots of branches down. So it was a little treacherous weaving in and out.
So ironically, we have water pressure this morning.
Well, yeah, because there's no one here.
They replaced the pump on one of the...
Oh, did they? Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, it was difficult getting a hot shower yesterday.
Yes, it was. But anyway, fruit salads are often served as a starter or even in between meals, in between courses as a palate cleanser, which I've never done, but I can see it. But we'll talk about dessert salads a little later. But some other types of salads, you have to wonder, does it have to be cold? Does the salad have to be cold? Absolutely not. You can have a warm salad. German potato salad is traditionally served warm, but there are other recipes and things out there. I saw recipes for like a warm Brussels sprout salad. I've made things like that.
And
so
we've done a ton of grilled salads.
Yeah, so you can...
Yeah, grilled salads are pretty good. Yes, I know I'm dark.
Yes, you are.
I don't have any lighting over here. We'll fix that in 2 weeks. We'll talk about that later. In chat, everyone, let us know what is your favorite type of salad. Also tell us what you don't like on a salad and what you would want out on a salad.
I'm going to rearrange for a moment.
Yep, Ben says our niece Megan can throw together a good salad together with anything.
Well, and that's one of the best things about them. You can just throw them together. And it doesn't have to be just green. Just get creative. Think outside the box. Especially when I was just talking about warm salads. You can throw a bunch of grilled vegetables together and call it a warm salad. Put a little vinaigrette on it. There you go. Right?
We do lots of salads that have nuts in them and berries and cranberries and raisins. And because we eat a lot of salad. It's a big deal for us.
So I'm going to make a heartier salad. I have some tortellinis here. And of course, they're going to stick together on me.
We'll have to get a second monitor. We can turn around the other way so the audience can see what you see.
Yeah.
I'll have to see if I can do that in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I guess you guys can't see through the TV, can you? The monitor. Can you see on the little screen? Okay. All right. So I'm going to start with some tortellinis. This is just, you see the fresh pastas in the deli section. Usually that's all this is. They cook really fast, so I got them. I'm going to add in some onion. I don't know how much. That much. Some celery. I want some crunch. These are pretty finely diced. Let's give it a little stir.
I definitely like this new split view that this thing can do.
Yes.
That's a good looking view.
So how's chat doing? Is it quiet today? Because
It is very quiet today. It's quieter than usual. There are 28 people on, but it's just quiet.
So all you 28 people on, hit that like button.
All right. Who we got? Let's see here. Nick says he always likes Caesar salad.
Oh yeah, that's my all-time favorite. We've done many versions of Caesar salad on this
And
channel.
Peggy
Apple
says
walnut.
love apple salad. And Peggy, congratulations to Valen.
Yes.
He's graduated high school and associates in college at the same time.
Yeah.
Smart kid.
Just add it in. She once visited her in-laws in England and she used fruit in the salad. Her mother-in-law, a vegetarian, was confused. Okay. I just added in some of those grape tomatoes. Sweetness, color, like little jewels. I'll eat pretty much any salad but prefer a vinaigrette to a creamy dressing unless it's a wedge salad. Well, yeah, because wedge salad, you gotta have that chunky blue cheese.
We do a lot of the yogurt dressings,
yeah.
which are really good and not a ton of calories.
Speaking of cheese, I'm going to add some little balls of mozzarella. These are the ones that are a little bigger than a marble. What the heck? Let's just dump them all in. IDGAF. Let's give it.
Cheese tortellinis?
Yes. So you're going to be cheese bound. Yes, dear. What are you doing besides getting in the way?
They'd like to be able to eat some of it, you know.
Dear. What's that right there?
I know, but
There are
they're not
plates.
eating any of it.
Well, because they didn't come up to help themselves. I can only do so much from back here, dear. I'm going to hit it with a little salt and pepper. Yes, there's salt in the vinaigrette, but, you know, I put a lot of stuff together. And that cheese especially is going to soak up a lot of salt. I know, I probably should have salted each one as I put it in, but what can you do?
Oh,
What?
Suzanne from Florida Space Ghost is in.
Oh, hi, Suzanne. A lot of these people who are
Look
talking
at this one.
about tortellini today, now you can make your salad recipe. There you go, Janet. These are all our regular
Oh,
viewers.
Hank's in. And it's only 77 in Phoenix, not
Oh.
110.
Are Phil and Dixie in?
I don't know.
How about Kevin and Emily?
I can't tell.
Oh.
I can't see status unless they actually type something.
Okay.
Yeah, the extra lights look good.
What?
Said the extra
Oh,
lights
yeah,
look
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
All right, so the techno geeks are already asking how are we doing it this week. So
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me do that first. Let's see, that's camera 4. Okay, so B&H Photo had a conversation with them on Monday after our live stream last week, and we talked about what works and what doesn't. And they said, "Have you tried a Roadcaster video?" I said, "No." How much are they and what are they? She said, "Don't worry about it. We'll send you one for a month and you can play with it."
Figure it out.
So we are using a Roadcaster Pro today. And those are hooked up fiber optically all the way over there. Oh, you can see the mess over there with the cameras.
Yeah.
And I get to see this view, which is kind of difficult. You can kind of see there. I get to see all the cameras in that. And then I have my laptop, which is monitoring the chat. And yes, I feel more comfortable because I have my Stream Deck back. So B&H is a wonderful corporate sponsor.
Yes, they are.
And they have said, try it. We'll keep sending you different devices till you find one you're happy with. And when you're ready, we will buy back your old YOLOBox Pro, which is what we were using last week, and we'll work it out. So I can't complain. That's a corporate sponsor. They are really helping us. This is a cool device. It has a steep learning curve, but it's pretty powerful. I've got 9 things plugged into it.
Oh. And we haven't blown any fuses yet.
I mean, blown no
Yeah.
fuses yet.
Electricity here is, for our viewers out there, it can be non-existent, sketchy maybe, if I've been kind. Yeah. So I made a little different vinaigrette for this one. Yeah.
My air conditioner works just fine.
Right?
This is a very old campground with a very, very old electrical infrastructure, and the electric company in this area doesn't have the facilities to even bring more power in. So it's a
It can be a
catch-22
challenge.
problem.
Yeah. Even this morning in the camper, we had something running, and then I went to use the K-cup and blown the breaker out here.
Here, why don't you just take that down to the table?
You know when your clock on your microwave is blinking.
Yeah. Well, that's when we come in on Thursday nights. And as we're pulling in, if we see the stove blinking, we know, oh, power's out.
Though to be fair, last year was pretty good.
You can take it in there, Paul.
It really was.
In there.
So Andrew's working hard.
Yeah.
There's a picnic table over there.
All right, I'll make a plate for Phil.
All right,
little
so
plate for me.
Someone's asking me what's behind me. These are the boxes that show off our alcohol. I am actually sitting at the bar right now. I can't turn the camera on for you to see it, but I'm sitting at the bar, and then we have a line that goes through. We make so many Cosmos that we have a 5-gallon commercial juice machine over here.
You can show that on your camera, on your phone,
Actually,
dear.
I can. You're right.
Yeah.
Cosmo Central. Let me do this. Okay, you want to get dizzy for a second while we switch these cameras. Let's see if I can do this. Let's turn the camera right way. There you go.
No, you're upside
So-
down, dear.
There. No, it's not.
Yes, you are. I'm looking at it. It's upside down.
Turn the camera.
Okay.
There we go.
It's right side up on my face. All right, you can kind of see we have a neat little bar here, and then our alcohol, and then in there is 200 martini glasses,
And more booze.
and you can see the leftovers of 5 gallons of Cosmo that we served yesterday. So.
Leftover just waits until next week.
No. Well, away it goes.
It'll be fine. You know, you guys are just across the street. Just come over, turn it on. Help yourself.
Thank God
Yes,
we
please.
have a lot of helpers, because when we do these cocktail parties, we use real glass. So there's usually 5 people over in the
Yep.
sink busily washing glasses. And sometimes even with 250 martini glasses, we had so many people, we're snatching the empty glasses out of people's hands to wash them so they can bring them over to me so we can keep
Yep.
going.
We tell everyone, if you go up to the bar, you ask for a drink, and you get a plastic cup. That means you're flagged, and you need to leave. Yeah.
That's basically this one.
Is it good?
That's one.
Good?
Good. Ooh.
Vinaigrette's good.
Yeah, I just threw them together. I didn't measure anything or anything.
What's the typical ratio for a vinaigrette, though? Typically, half and half? No,
No, I would say,
1/3, 2/3.
yeah,
A third vinegar.
1/3 vinegar to 2/3.
2/3
Yeah.
oil,
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that sounds right.
You need it to suspend.
and just
Right.
like a teaspoon or something of
Well,
Dijon or something. Yeah.
do Dijon.
Something to,
You can do Dijon, you can do an egg yolk.
We do a wonderful dressing that's
Right.
Okay, dear, you asked the question. Oh, first Suzanne says it's 93 in Florida.
Ooh.
Dixie says they're here, and
Hello.
it's coming up on their 46.
Wow.
So they want a double glass of bubbly.
You got it.
Janet says she likes antipasta salads, but she eats everything.
Well, and this could be turned into an antipasta salad, like throwing in some salami or pepperoni and all
Ooh.
kinds of stuff.
I've got a refined.
Again,
like
I had
tea.
limited means this morning at the store. And I thought about that, and then
part of
it's like,
that is
yeah, no.
because the weather was going to be sketchy up here, and if it's raining, it's a problem because we have a metal roof over here, so we really can't. And
Yeah.
power is sketchy enough when it rains, so we have to look at the weather at 8 o'clock in the morning, decide do we drive home because it's a 3-hour plus drive. And then we realize, okay, we can stay, but now he's got to go to the grocery store and
They
get what we
didn't
need.
have, like they yeah. So my friend Paul's saying he loves avocados in salad, and I do too. But the ones that were there were like, not so much. Yeah. Yeah. I've done that. I've got like, oh, they feel a little bit of ripe. I think I'm good. And I get them home, and you slice it, and it's like bleh inside. And so that's two different types of salad. More on the savory side. We talked about fruit salads being sweeter. And we talked about, does salad have to be warm or cold rather? No, you can make it warm. You can have it as a starter. You can have it as a main course. But what about desserts? Can you make a salad for dessert, and what would it be? So Phil said earlier about Jell-O. It's Jell-O month, and we did that episode with our friends at Pepper Tree Villa where we did that joint Jell-O salad. We both made the same recipe, and it looked revolting, but it was strangely tasty. It was like an Oriental...
Polynesian.
No, I think it was Orient.
Yeah.
Anyway, it had like ham in it and
Rice.
rice and bean sprouts and soy sauce, and it was and pineapple and
Suspended in gelatin.
yeah, mayonnaise. It was wacky, but it was strangely tasty. Like, yeah. So
Trust you on that.
yeah, trust us because I'll never make it again. Well, maybe for Halloween. But what about dessert salads? Like a Jell-O salad, right? My mom used to make, she would serve as a side dish, a Waldorf salad, but a Jell-O'd version. In those days, you can get apple Jell-O. They don't make it anymore. But she would use apple Jell-O and then put all the other stuff in it. And it was kind of fun. You know, when you're a little kid, like, ooh, Jell-O with dinner. But then things like, they call it ambrosia, or sometimes they call it Watergate salad, I think is very similar. I would serve those as desserts. I know you see them on salad bars, like in steakhouses and stuff. But yeah, I see the face you're pulling, and yeah, I'm the same way, like, ooh, not so much. Yeah. When you're a little kid, maybe you liked it. Oh, marshmallows, but...
All right, so we have a question.
Sure.
Let's come in and says, that's an interesting kitchen. Who designed that? So we need to explain that this is outside and what it is.
So yeah, so we are outside. We're on a deck that is, I don't know how big the space
This is 30 by 30.
To my right is a deck, a few steps lower, a second deck, and that's where our dining room is. So this structure all existed when we got this site. It was designed. I don't know by whom. I would
see if I can.
I wish
there we go.
I
Well, this
What?
will be an interesting explanation.
okay.
Is it?
What are you showing? Oh,
So
yeah.
there we go.
that's-
And yes, that is it. Those
There's
two
two trees that are
growing
growing up.
up through the middle of our deck.
Yeah.
And you can't. It's
Yes.
blocked, but there's our dining room, and then
Yeah.
back there's two more guest tents for when we have friends over.
It's a big site. But
It's a
yeah,
big place,
It's like a treehouse.
yeah,
Exactly.
It is. It is. If I had my druthers, I would rip all this out and redesign it because it's very tight here. So if I open the oven, I can barely squeeze by. Just hit the oven door. So it's tight. This is a one-person kitchen. If it were me, I would like to push this out just a little bit so I have a little more room, and I hate tile countertops.
By the way, Peter, this salad is delicious.
Is it good? Very good.
But again, it is outside, so a lot
It's
of this
outside.
stuff
Yeah.
is. But this deck is 35 plus years old.
Well,
and so
it's not that old.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
But we've been here 14 years, and it's,
But it is a campsite after all.
it is.
It is a campsite
is.
at the end of
Right.
the day.
Happy for a campsite.
Exactly.
It is.
This is glamping.
It's glamping.
Mm-hmm.
The stove in the back works because it's converted to propane, and out back we have 4 propane cylinders, and two of them are dedicated just to the stove. So, but yes, we are outdoors.
When
We do have a trailer. You can kind of see it behind me. But But the reality is that is only to sleep in. We do everything outside,
Yep.
even when it's raining, because we are protected by the roof.
And when we first got this place, this kitchen it was just a little apartment size stove here. And the refrigerator was almost next to the stove. So we've kind of expanded it over the years.
So what you're seeing behind him is plexiglass.
Yeah, it's like corrugated
It's
plastic.
corrugated plexi, just to keep the wind from blowing the stove out, or when it's raining, making it a wet kitchen.
Yeah, because somehow here in the mountains, it often rains sideways. Doesn't it, guys?
No, sometimes here
Yeah.
in the mountains, the sun's all the time.
Well, yeah, even more rare.
And you can complain about that stove door being in the way, but you're one of the few sites that actually has a stove.
It works,
And that is
I know it.
a major plus.
because that doesn't need any electric to work, that
Right.
stove.
Right.
It runs off 12-volt battery for the electronics. So,
And if worse comes to worse, we have lighters to light the burners. Suzanne says I make a cranberry apple dessert salad. That sounds good.
Is a parfait classified as a salad?
A parfait? No.
it's a layered dessert.
Yeah.
It's a parfait.
Yeah.
But ambrosia is a salad.
Pepper Tree says we'd like to rebuild our kitchen for that reason. Yeah, I get that. Just a refrigerator. Yeah.
Yeah, refrigerators are a sore subject with us. We've been in our house
9 years.
9
and
years,
we're on
and
our
we've
third.
gone through 3 refrigerators, and we've spent $10,000 in refrigerators. Yeah.
Wow.
Sore subject.
And we're on our third cooktop.
Brand names. Maybe you'll give me some money.
Sure.
Well, we had a GE. Then we had
The KitchenAid.
KitchenAid, and now we have a Samsung. And the KitchenAid,
I can't believe KitchenAid only.
Piece of friggin' crap.
yeah.
Wow.
Yes, that was painful. That was a painful.
Yeah, we won't be being sponsored by KitchenAid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. We're on our
Love your
third.
mixers, hate your
We
refrigerators.
have a new Samsung with a glass front.
That's what we
Okay.
have.
The glass panels.
But the stove,
Bespoke,
And-
yeah.
Bespoke, yeah.
Yep, that's what we have.
because you can change the color panels.
Yeah.
And it's a great refrigerator.
Yep.
It will not connect to Samsung Home.
No?
We've had our panel changed twice.
Does our refrigerator connect?
Yes,
on the
that's how it
interweb?
tells us when you leave the door open.
Oh, okay.
Tell you a lot of things. Well,
I-
it also
I
so
don't
you
know.
change the middle drawer from freezer to refrigerator.
Oh, I didn't know we could do that.
Yeah,
You know,
those work for your freezer.
I just pulled out the credit card
Ours
and I
will
write
let
the
you do it
check
from the
every
side
month.
panel. There's a side panel inside that'll let you
no,
change
okay.
it.
Yeah, so is ours. But
All right,
I
well.
don't, I don't see what that is. You have to show me.
I have no idea. All I know
Yeah.
is we've dropped 10 grand on refrigerators in 9 years, and not much less than that because we're on our third cooktop too. So, yeah, yeah.
The joys
so,
of home ownership.
I
Your
know.
vinaigrette was delicious. Yeah.
Okay,
thank you.
so a public service time.
Yeah.
There will be no live stream next weekend. It's Memorial Day weekend. A, we want you to be with your families.
And we need a
B,
day off.
This campground is a nightmare on Memorial Week, especially if the weather's good. There will be 600 plus people around here. It's just not going to happen. And we don't particularly want to be on the roads driving home for that weekend. So
Right.
the week after that, on June 1st, to join us for a joint live stream with Kelly and Paul of the Velveteen Lounge. They're going to drive down and spend a weekend with us, and we are going to do a live stream called the Manhattan Project, where we're going to be tasting every version of a Manhattan you can think of through history, and we're going to pick Paul's brains to see if he can tell us where they were all developed and who's doing what. That should be a lot of fun. That will probably be a 2-hour live stream. We're still working on all the details, but we will probably try to broadcast this on multiple channels.
Yeah.
Both theirs channels, our channel, Facebook, and so on.
And we're going to try and have Pepper Tree Villa drop in.
Yeah, hopefully we're
Yep.
going to drop in from Pepper Tree. I have to work those
So
details out.
we will not be in camp that
We
weekend.
will not be in camp that whole weekend.
We need to be home in the studio.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yes, we're setting up a tent in your backyard.
What's the address of the studio?
Yeah, right.
They've been down to visit.
Yep.
It's fun.
Yep.
Actually, you haven't seen the studio since you were here last. B&H
We-
was very nice to our studio.
Yeah.
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 We have all new lighting.
Well, it was impressive when we were there.
Yeah, it is. So, Oh, you made my next like 2 points in my notes, dear. So
Yeah,
that's good.
Kelly says she wants that fridge. I love it.
Yeah, you're gonna love it. Yeah.
And when we bought it, Lowe's had a deal where you got, let me get the right button here. Yeah, it was on sale. It was pretty reasonable, but then you got a coupon for $515 for a set of replacement panels. So I have.
And after we.
There might have been some Halloween colors picked out, and then if we ever feel like going back to stainless steel, we picked out the same. So I think we've got like 6 sets of panels down there.
It took us a while though to cash in on that rebate. It took him a lot of phone calls because they were like, no, that's not how it works. Yeah, this is
Exactly how it works.
exactly how it works. So cough it up. Yeah, so that's fun. Okay, so what else is going on with Let's Celebrate TV? Did you do our commercial yet, dear?
I have not.
Why don't you do our commercial?
Good idea. Let me find the right commercial. I have 2 of them.
Yeah.
And I don't have the keys for them. Hold
Oh.
on.
Oh, wow.
I did not program a key for
I
that.
thought you did because I saw it. You tested it earlier.
Okay, so let's see. Where am I here?
I'll just stand here and do a jig. And,
Yeah, you do a jig.
Yeah.
Ready to spice up
entertain you
your
all.
style?
There we go.
Discover exclusive shirts, aprons, and accessories inspired by your favorite show. And every purchase supports the channel. Visit our store today at shop.letscelebrate.tv. And let's celebrate every meal in style.
And here we are. We're back. So you guys couldn't see it. That was a commercial for our store where you can get all the LCTV bling.
Yes, and thank you
Yes.
to the 4 people who bought aprons.
Aprons,
in
yeah.
the last month.
Yeah.
Yay!
But yeah. I'm not wearing that bling today. I'm wearing my normal one, but maybe next week, next time. So what else is coming up with Let's Celebrate TV? Of course, we showed you our next big live stream. There we go, the Manhattan Project. And I should tell our audience here, and maybe some of you haven't heard it, the inspiration for that was our friend Lance sent us a video to this guy who does all cocktails. And it's called Learn to Drink or something.
Learn how to drink.
Learn how to drink. So he did this episode where he made 42 different versions of a Manhattan live. And he like had all the whiskeys and ryes lined up and all the vermouths lined up. And he's going to this, and he was just tasting them. Well, he was completely, it was hysterical. He was completely like holding himself up by the end of it. And then afterwards, when they published the episode, he put up a disclaimer at the end saying, "This is the episode that almost killed me. My wife took me to the hospital. She thought I had alcohol poisoning." And they weren't happy with me when I got there. So we thought, this is hysterical, and we're big Manhattan drinkers. So, and our friends Kelly and Paul are also Manhattan drinkers. So we're going to attempt to recreate some of that chaos.
And Paul has this amazing skill that you could tell him, give him a cocktail name, and he can tell you who made it and where and what bar and in what year.
And they're great. There are people, they'll start like, well, let's start off with a little gin. I want something a little sweet, so I'll add this. But now to balance it, I'm going to add, and then if they're not sure, let's add champagne. Let's have some bubbles to it. Stretch it out. They are.
Yeah, they have
both have
really
these
good palates.
Really good palates, yeah. So what else is coming in? I mentioned last week with what?
Hold on.
And here comes a golf cart.
Hold on. I got to get my screen to scroll down that far.
Yeah, he's
You
not
ready?
here. Yep. Pray for us, yes. Yes, Kelly, pray for all of us. I mentioned last week, and of course last week our episode was more grilled cheeses, so we're still going to be exploring some sandwiches like the croque monsieur, croque madame, Monte Cristo. People are asking, can you make a Monte Cristo? Yeah. So, sure. Okay. They're fun. We're going to be exploring more salads because summertime is coming, all the fresh produce, the spring and summer produce is coming in. So we're going to be eating that a little more healthier. And of course, more seafood. We've been doing more seafood and less red meat this year, but I got a couple good recipes coming up for red meat as well. And of course, more cocktails. Always more cocktails. Maybe after this Manhattan episode, we'll save one and come up with a really bizarre twist on a Manhattan. Who knows?
You have to go celibate for a week.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Sure, Jan. Sure. All right. We are coming up on time already. We've got about 8 or 9 minutes left. Do you have any other PSAs? See, it's funny because normally I'll do like, I need to make 3 things, and then he's talking at me and interrupting me and hitting me with lower thirds coming up for me to read, and it's like, oh, I got
Well,
one
and
thing
I'm out
done.
of my element because I'm
No,
busy
naughty bear.
trying to figure out the equipment here. And we haven't had any thumbnails come in lately, so I haven't been able to do my
Yeah. So
what's
today
happening
I
with
thought,
the other channels.
I'll just do 2. He's going to interrupt me. I'll barely get through them, and look what happened. Like, oh, it's 5 minutes in, and I've cooked everything there. Like, help me out here.
I want to know how many people in your viewing audience made grilled cheese this week.
Oh,
we
We
did.
did
yeah.
Sunday
Did
night.
you? It's done fairly well.
It's done fairly well.
Yeah.
You know, live streams are kind of,
Right, but then we did the episode on the dueling grilled cheeses.
live streams are not something that can really make a channel go all the time. It's tough. Just because of their nature, live streams, there are no ads and commercials that are after the fact. But what live streams do for channels is people will jump into a live stream they've never seen before,
Right.
watch it for 4 or 5 minutes, but then see, oh, they also did that. So what we find stuff that they would not normally would have done, or will link an episode. So like the grilled cheese, all of our grilled cheese episodes that we've done already.
And so later you'll have to put in the show notes the link to the Salad Niçoise episode. But that's the other good thing about these live stream topics is if I'm struggling, like, oh, crap, what are we going to film this week? It'll go, a salad, duh. So, okay, we can put some sort of salad together.
Yeah, we'll take whatever came
Yeah.
out okay in a live stream. We'll build a video out of
Yep.
it. The
Which I don't think we've done tortellini, so. Yeah.
brie
Yeah.
episode,
Yeah.
the brie grilled cheese is doing really well.
The pear,
Brie
Pear
and
and
pear.
brie, yeah.
delicious.
And easy. All right, well then, let's wrap this up because it's getting a little darker and a little chillier, and all these people out here in little hoodies and stuff, and here I am, and I don't even have a stove on.
And let's see if
behind me.
the magic button's going to work this time.
All right, so let's thank everyone in the credits. I'm your host, Peter Lee. He's your Phil Gordimer, director, producer. And then special thanks to Hank, Lori, Brad and Brian, Carol, Joe and Peggy, Robin, Megan, Gary Stokes, Kevin Gordimer, Hal B, Gene G Jr., Wilma's, RJ's Spicy Kitchen, Randy Warren, ARH Associates, Rode Microphones, B&H Video, our sponsor, and all of you people in chat today. So thank you for joining us. We will see you next time. Bye.